he won't win because we are the best on the field. He was the field like, all day like, all night like, offense like, this one like, offense like, defense like, and it's not like, and it's not like, and it's not like, right now! Let's go!
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the football field here at Milford High School as Milford TV once again is happy to bring you coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics. This is Tim Coet on the call as it is homecoming here this weekend in Milford, and an exciting game on tap here this afternoon, a Saturday afternoon contest for you as the Milford Scarlet Hawks get set to take on the visiting Sharon Eagles. We are just 2 weeks away from the playoff seedings being determined across the division for Milford High School, and Milford right now putting themselves in decent position to make it into the playoffs this year after just missing out a season ago. And they are fresh off a very impressive victory on the road last week. They were on the road for back-to-back weeks. They were able to brush off what was a difficult loss back on September 30th to the North Attleboro Rocketeers, a 35-7 loss. They then matched up last Friday night in Foxborough against the Warriors, a place that historically has been very difficult for the Milford Scarlet Hawks to come away with a victory. It ended up being a very close game in the first half. In fact, Foxborough was able to break out to an early lead. Milford was able to tie it up a couple of times during that first half. Ultimately, the game went into halftime tied at 14, but ultimately Milford's running game was able to absolutely take over in the second half, backed by another 200-yard rushing performance from Blake Hill, who had 4 total rushing touchdowns in the game. Ryan O'Toole also chipped in an impressive 62-yard touchdown rush, and a late touchdown pass from the junior quarterback Matt Curran late in the game to Chris Rivera iced what was a 41-14 victory on the road for Milford last week. It allowed them to improve to 3-2 overall on the season, 2-1 within Davenport Division play, within Hockomock League play. And so again, in pretty good position here with 2 weeks to go, but these last 2 weeks are going to be absolutely crucial for Milford, make or break weeks if they are going to make it into the postseason this year. And they're coming up against a Sharon team that was impressive in the early weeks of the season. They broke out to a 3-game winning streak over the early weeks of the season, but since entering into Hockomock League competition, it has been a much different story for Sharon. They have lost their last 2 games in lopsided fashion. A home game against Stoughton 2 weeks ago, a 37-0 loss, and then Sharon last week matching up against the North Attleboro Rocketeers and walked away with a 41-0 loss. Both of those losses on Sharon's home field, so they now come to the home of the Milford Scarlet Hawks, desperate for a victory to keep their dwindling playoff hopes alive, in Milford again looking to continue to position themselves well. And it is just an absolutely festive atmosphere here today. Aside from the business at hand, this big football game between Milford and Sharon, a special twist here to the homecoming ceremonies this afternoon, as Milford will honor 2 iconic teams from past Scarlet Hawks program history. And they will honor the 1986 and the 2006 Milford High School Super Bowl champion teams. A lot of the alumni from those 2 Super Bowl championship teams are in the house tonight. They are going to be honored pregame. The captains from those 2 teams, the 1986 team and the 06 team, will be out as honorary captains for this game, going out with the current Scarlet Hawks captains for the coin toss. And there will also be some special festivities at halftime honoring the alumni who are on hand here. And if you're able to get some glimpses over to the left side end zone area behind there are some tents set up where the alumni will be hanging out during the game. So great to have some, again, just some iconic players in Scarlet Hawks history back at the football field here for this game today, certainly providing some extra momentum and some extra juice for these current Scarlet Hawks players to perform at a high level, something they've been doing for a good part of this season. So everyone very much looking forward to this contest here this afternoon. The fans are already filling the stands here at Milford High School. Some of the Sharon folks making the trip up 495 for the game here today. They're starting to fill out the bleachers across the way, so we expect a great turnout for this game. And as you can see already, picture-perfect conditions for this football game this afternoon. Nice crisp fall temperatures out there, but plenty of sunshine and blue skies overhead. And we are looking forward to bringing this game to you today. And we also want to welcome in anyone who is joining us via our live stream feed. We are happy to once again be bringing you live internet streaming coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics. So everyone who is tuning in via the live stream app or tuning into us on our educational channel feed over on milfordtv.net, welcome in. And we're excited to have you with us for this game here today. Milford taking on Sharon. We're expecting kickoff a little bit after 2 o'clock this afternoon. The original scheduled kickoff time was 2 p.m., but Sharon a little bit delayed getting to the field here today, so they are continuing their preparations, as are the Scarlet Hawks. And so we are expecting some activity at field level in just a few minutes from now. So we will bring you back here for any pregame festivities taking place on the field as, again, Milford and Sharon get ready to clash on Milford's homecoming game. So we have much more coming up on our coverage here today. Stay tuned to that coverage of Milford High School football right here on Milford TV. Back here at the Milford High School football field, the Scarlet Hawks have just taken the field. Sharon currently gathered under the goalposts, again over down at the left side of the field. And we are just minutes away now from getting this football contest underway. Asong Amanmense carrying out that sledgehammer as he has done all season long, sort of a symbol for the workmanlike mentality of this football team. And it is a mentality that has served them well throughout the early weeks of this season, as again they enter into this matchup with an overall record of 3-2. They are 2-1 within league play. They came into this week 6 tied for second place in the Davenport division standings with Stoughton. North Attleboro, the top team in the Davenport division. It looks like they have the inside track to a Davenport division title in their first year since switching to the Davenport, of course part of the Kelly Rex division last season. And Milford, an unfortunate 35-7 defeat at the hands of North Attleboro a couple of weeks ago. But again, they were able to rebound last week with a victory on the road against Foxborough. And now a chance to continue to pad their playoff efforts with a potential victory staring them in the face here at home on their home field. And we are waiting now for the captains to head out to midfield. It looks like they are about to get the signal to do so from the officials. And of course, on the Milford side, you will see some extra personnel joining the current Scarlet Hawks captains out there. You can see now making their way out to midfield is the current crop of Scarlet Hawks captains, and they are joined by the captains from both the 1986 and the 2006 Super Bowl championship teams, as both of those Super Bowl champions are being honored on the field here today. And so those captains having an opportunity to go out there on field to take part in the coin toss, serving as honorary captains. A nice moment for those players. We talked to, I had an opportunity to talk to Brian Johnson briefly, who was the quarterback of the 2006 championship team, and he was very excited to be part of the festivities here today, as were a number of his teammates, and the 1986 team very happy to be back on the field here as well. And there is no doubt a lot of people tuned into this game, and a lot of people here in the stands here today have very fond memories of those two seasons, 1986 and 2006. Special accomplishments by those Scarlet Hawks teams that season. So those captains out there on the field serving as honorary captains for this afternoon's game. The coin toss now ongoing down at field level, and it looks like the coin toss has been made. They look towards the Scarlet Hawks captains. It looks like Milford has won the toss. We will get the official results in just a minute as now the two teams step away. And Milford has won the coin toss, and they have elected to receive. So they will open up this football game on offense. So those past Scarlet Hawks captains giving Milford a little good luck out there, and now you can see them cheering on the current incarnation of the Scarlet Hawks, who now gather together out at midfield. Both of these teams ready to go. And we will have the national anthem coming up here, played by the Scarlet Hawks marching band. We will step aside for that, and we will be back for kickoff next here on Milford TV. Once again, great work from the Scarlet Hawks marching band in their performance of the national anthem, and now it is time for football here on this picture-perfect fall afternoon in Milford. The Scarlet Hawks out on the field, the Sharon Eagles as well. Sharon coming in tied for 4th place in the Davenport standings. They are 3-2 overall on the season, but just 1-2 within league play in this crucial Week 6 matchup. And Milford just moments ago winning the coin toss, electing to receive, so Sharon will be kicking the ball away. And Milford will be moving from right to left across your screens for this first quarter action. Sharon is ready, Milford is ready, and the kick is away, and it is a short kick, taking a bounce at the 15-yard line, reeled in there. And it looks like Jack Capoletti on return duties. He will take it towards the middle of the field, crossing the 25-yard line. Brought down, it looks like, at the 28. And that is where the Scarlet Hawks offense will begin. When you think about keys to this game here today, one thing that we have seen from the Scarlet Hawks so far this season is a little bit of a slow start in each of their games so far this year. We've seen low scores, particularly in the first quarter, and we've seen Milford head into halftime really with 7 to 14 points max. We've seen a lot of close games in the first half, with Milford ultimately pulling away in each of their 3 victories in the second half. They hand the ball off to Blake Hill immediately on first down, and he has a first down. He will rumble his way towards midfield. He is brought down, it looks like, just shy of the 50. And so immediately Blake Hill goes to work. A quick 21-yard pickup for Blake Hill on his first rushing attempt of the game. That sets Milford up from their own 49. And so just as we talk about slow starts, a very big play from Blake Hill on first down. Now again, moving towards that right side, forces his way forward, and has another Scarlet Hawks first down. So gains of 21 and 12 yards on the first 2 carries of the game for the senior captain and Hockomock League leading rusher.
Timeout, Sharon.
And Sharon calling an early timeout here, as they have quickly been put back on their heels after a couple of tough runs from Blake Hill. He was once again the star performer for the Scarlet Hawks last week in their 41-14 victory over the Foxborough Warriors. Hill all totaled in the game 20 rushing attempts, 207 yards, and 4 touchdowns, 4 rushing touchdowns. He had 2 50-plus yard rushing touchdowns in the game, so he was unstoppable. And he gets the ball again here, running towards the left side. Now he reverses field back towards the middle. He is across the 30-yard line and close to yet another Milford first down. He indeed will move the chains once again.
And that play is good for the Scarlet Hawks.
And so Milford now inside the 30. And the Eagles getting a steady diet of Blake Hill here in the early minutes. And it looks like Sharon now calling another timeout.
Timeout, Sharon.
The head coach for the Sharon Eagles is Dave Morse. And of course, head coach Joe Todd watching from the sidelines as his offense continues on in this opening drive of the first quarter. Talked at length with Coach Todd prior to the game here today. Had a lot of glowing comments about his team overall and their performance so far this season, really maximizing their abilities. This time it's Ryan O'Toole giving Sharon a bit of a change of pace. He's able to spill his way forward to the 25, so a gain of 2 yards for O'Toole. The junior quarterback, Matt Curran, under center. He puts Capoletti in motion to the far side and hands it off to Hill. Hill twisting and turning his way up the middle, and it looks like, did the ball come free there? Sharon reacting as if there was a fumble. Milford will retain possession. Hill gaining 6 yards on the ground that time, setting up a 3rd down and 2. And Matt Curran quickly with the quarterback keeper getting close to that first down yardage. It's going to be very close. We'll see where it's spotted. And it looks like they're going to say he's just short. They didn't call for the chains, so 4th and inches coming up here, and the offense stays out on the field in a tight formation. Again, they will push the quarterback forward, and that second effort looked like it was plenty enough for the first down.
And that play is good for Scarlet.
Matt Curran with 7 rushing attempts last week against Foxborough for 9 total yards. He'll keep the ball in his own hands in a lot of those short situations. So 1st and 10 now for Milford from the Sharon 16. And the handoff goes to O'Toole. He has some space on the near side. Now getting wrestled down. It was Jake Romanow on the coverage that was the first to get there to Ryan O'Toole. He was able to wrestle him down from behind, slowing him down long enough for reinforcements to arrive. 7:53 to go in this first quarter. Milford continues to be on the move, and Blake Hill gets the handoff. The ball comes out again, and this time it is recovered by the Eagles. You could see that play breaking down in a hurry. Blake Hill taking the handoff. It looked like he might have slipped as soon as he took the handoff from Curran. Did not get a secure grip on the ball. It ends up coming out, recovered by the Eagles. So after what looked to be an impressive opening drive from the Scarlet Hawks, a very costly fumble. And now the Eagles will have a chance to take over with the game still scoreless. And so the Eagles offense now out there on the field, led by their quarterback, Drew Nasuler. He looks to throw on first down. It's over the middle and intercepted by Capoletti. Taking it back now across the 20, down the near sideline, hurdles over a defender, and he is in for the touchdown. Jack Capoletti completing the interception and then going all the way the distance for the pick 6. Going 20+ yards for that defensive score. So how about that for a pendulum swing of momentum? Blake Hill with the fumble, Sharon able to recover, and on the very first play, Nasuler throws the interception, and Capoletti takes it for the score. The extra point from Sean Lehane is good, and with 7 minutes and 32 seconds still to go here in the opening quarter, Milford is able to take the first lead. They are up 7-0. We'll take a very quick break, and much more to come next here on Milford TV.
Sean Lehane set the kickoff for the Scarlet Hawks.
Turnovers on consecutive plays, 1 for Milford, 1 for Sharon. The Sharon interception quickly resulting in the pick 6, courtesy of Jack Capoletti, as this spinning kick takes a bounce just past the 20-yard line, and quickly the special teams unit of the Scarlet Hawks converge. No return on that kick from Sean Lehane. So a 7-0 lead for Milford now, as the Eagles offense now will retake the field. Not a pretty start for the Eagles. And earlier I was mentioning the slow start factor for Milford. That is really what Sharon is banking on. If this game gets into a high score on the Milford side, that is going to be bad news. The Eagles offense has struggled for points this year as they keep the ball on the ground on first down. And Nasuler keeping that one himself, getting the short gain. Sharon total on the season has scored just 48 points. That is by far the lowest total offense in all of the Hockomock League. 2nd down and 8 with the ball spotted on the Eagles' 20. Naisler will hand this one off. Up the middle, Giovanna Lisma, one of the captains, with the carry that time. The Eagles now looking at a 3rd down and long situation. Elisma, one of the big weapons on offense for Sharon, a talented running back in his senior season. From the shotgun now, Naisler looking to throw, and he runs out of time, and he is brought down for the sack. Looked like Harrison Bliss leading the charge defensively for the Scarlet Hawks, but a swarm of Milford defenders streaking their way up the middle and bringing the Sharon quarterback down, setting up 4th and 13 and a punt coming up for Sharon. Punt coming from the Sharon 5-yard line. Capoletti coming up to get it inside Eagles territory. He's able to shake a tackle, crosses the 35-yard line, brought down at around the 33. Setting up superb starting field position on this drive for the Hawks. The ball spotted on the 34-yard line officially. That is where Milford will begin. Curran right back under center in the I formation. Capoletti in motion to the far side. They hand it off to O'Toole. O'Toole up the middle. Forces his way past a couple of defenders across the 30-yard line. Very nice run on 1st down for O'Toole. 2nd down and 3 now for the Hawks. Again, Capoletti in motion. As now the give goes to O'Toole. O'Toole looking to turn the corner on the near side, spills forward. And he's able to get enough for the 1st down. So a good effort there, falling forward at the end for O'Toole. Fresh set of downs for Milford with just under 5 minutes to play in the 1st quarter. Back to Blake Hill. Hill up the middle, he hesitates, streaks forward, stays on his feet, and he is in for the touchdown. A 23-yard touchdown run for Blake Hill, and Milford jumps out now to a 13-0 lead with the extra point coming up. Just great vision up the field for Blake Hill, waited for his blocks, was able to make a couple of nice moves to make some defenders miss, and then he was gone for the score. The 12th rushing touchdown of the season for Blake Hill, so 12 rushing touchdowns now in the first 6 weeks of the season. A high snap, but pulled down. And the kick from Sean Lehane is good. 4 minutes and 43 seconds still to go in the 1st quarter. And Milford has already broken out to a 14-0 lead here on coverage of Milford High School football on Milford TV. The Scarlet Hawks getting homecoming off to a excellent start here this afternoon, already up 14-0, and we still have a ways to go here in the 1st quarter as Lehane kicks it away, reeled in at the 10-yard line. A decent return up the middle across the 30-yard line. And that was Giovanna Lisma on the return. It'll be 1st and 10 Sharon from their own 31-yard line. After the 23-yard touchdown rush from Blake Hill. This is the third possession for the Eagles so far. The first one was very brief, resulting in the pick 6 from Capoletti. A look for the running play on first down, but it goes nowhere. We talk a lot about the offensive side of the ball for Milford, but not to go underappreciated is the performance that this defense has put up so far this season. They have allowed a total of 76 points this season. That is the third lowest total in all of the Hockomock League. And you just think about all of the powerhouse offenses up and down this league, and in particular, the teams that Milford has faced so far this season. It is no small accomplishment. The pitch now to Elisma. He's able to get to the 35-yard line. They'll spot him down actually at the 34. And now a flag on the play here late. You did see some movement on the line prior to that play. It looked like it might have been Milford. Looked like a jump right in the middle of that defensive line for the Scarlet Hawks. So indeed, this will go against the Scarlet Hawks.
What do you want in the front, Sam?
So a 5-yard penalty, the run negated as Sharon accepted the penalty. It is now 2nd down and 9. They pitch it once again to Elisma, and he has wrestled down Asong Amin-Menseh on the coverage. Amin-Menseh so athletic out there. Good closing speed, was able to wrap up the back and eventually bring him down. And so they will say no gain on the rushing attempt for Elisma, setting up 3rd down and 9 now. And more confusion, it looks like, out there offensively for Naessler. He's looking for the play from the sidelines, looking at the play sheet on the wristband. And Sharon is going to be forced to call another timeout. And you could see the frustration really showing through for Naessler there, as he was just unsure of the play call and just could not get it relayed to him from the sidelines. And that forces Sharon to use yet another timeout here in the first quarter. We still have 2 minutes and 52 seconds to go in the first. And Sharon's offense struggling to get in gear. Milford's defense once again playing at a high level. And the defensive score on the pick 6 for Jack Capoletti and the 23-yard rushing touchdown from Blake Hill has already allowed Milford to jump out to a 14-0 lead. This is the last Davenport Division game of the weekend. Of course, Milford playing on a Saturday afternoon this week. A lot of the other games were played last night. And a lot of the usual suspects coming away with victories. North Attleboro, a big win last night to improve to a perfect 4-0 within league play. They're 5-1 overall on the season. Stoughton also with a victory last night to improve to 4-2 overall, 3-1 within league play. And so Milford needing a victory here to keep pace with those two teams. Sharon now getting the play figured out. Naessler with the pass attempt short to the far sideline. It is incomplete, looking for Austin Dodds. And it will be a 4th down and 9 coming up for the Eagles.
Brings up 4th down and 9 to Sharon at their own 33.
This Milford defense really getting great penetration right now. The passing attempts that we've seen so far from Naessler, he has had no time to throw. Now, Mobilia nearly blocking the punt. Sharon just able to get it away, and then Capoletti fumbling on the punt return, popping in and out of the arms as that kick came down. Dangerous for Milford, but somehow the Scarlet Hawks were able to fall on it. And they will have possession now, starting this drive from their own 36-yard line. So we almost saw the first key mistake of the game. We did see the fumble lost by Blake Hill earlier in this quarter, but ultimately that mistake did not come back to hurt as Cappelletti was able to pull off the INT on the very next play. But then Cappelletti almost with the fumble there, but Milford was able to recover it. And they will have 1st and 10 now from their own 36, again in the I formation. The handoff to Blake Hill. Hill immediately slices up the middle. He's across the 50-yard line, now wrestled down as he crosses the 45.
And that play is good for us Scarlet Hawks.
So a quick 19-yard strike for Blake Hill.
Sharon, 45.
He's already had 5 rushing attempts that have gone for more than 10 yards, and we're not even out of the first quarter yet. Hill gets the ball again. He lowers his head, and he's able to push his way, looks like to the 42. As we go under 2 minutes to play in the first quarter, Milford already up 14-0, and they are on the move once again. Curran getting the play call from the sideline and now relays it to his teammates in the huddle. Coach Todd with some high praise from Matt Curran when I talked to him this morning. Really happy to see how he has evolved at the quarterback position as he pitches it out to O'Toole on the far sideline. He had some room there, now twisted out of play. It is Drew Neisler, who was back there on the coverage. So 12 yards on that carry for Ryan O'Toole, and more as the season goes on, it is starting to have the feel of a two-headed monster in the backfield for the Scarlet Hawks between what Hill has been able to do and how O'Toole has been able to complement that, and Curran now with the designed running play himself. It was sniffed out nicely by the Sharon defense as it looked like Curran was able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Now they will give him, it looks like, 2 yards.
2-yard gain on the play. Second down and 8.
Under a minute to go in the first quarter. Again in the I formation. Curran takes the snap, he pitches it to Blake Hill. Hill again leaping over a defender, has the first down, spins off of a tackle, now bounces off of another as he rumbles his way down inside the 10-yard line.
And that play is good for Scarlet Hawks.
It just takes so much to bring Blake Hill down on any play. Really remarkable. A gain of 20.
First and goal, Milford at the Sharon 7.
Curran back out to the field now with 10 seconds to go, and it looks like the Hawks will be content to allow these final seconds to tick away before they run a play here. They do set up at the line with 1 second to go. They do get the play off as the ball is put in the hands of Ryan O'Toole. Looks like a gain of 4 that time for O'Toole. So Milford does run one final play. And they will have second down and goal to go as the two teams flip sides of the field. And we will have the start of the second quarter in just a few moments as you enjoy coverage of Milford High School football on this beautiful homecoming Saturday afternoon here on Milford TV.
Hi, welcome to my crib.
Right back here at the Milford High School football field. As we begin the second quarter, Milford leading 14-0. They have second down and goal to go as Amin Menseh gets the carry that time. And he is brought down shy of the goal line, so we'll now see a 3rd and goal. Blake Hill with 8 carries in the first quarter for 116 yards, so already now over 100 yards rushing even in the first quarter. Setting up to be another huge day for Hill. And Milford now putting the ball in the hands of William Pointer. Pointer trying to turn that corner on the far sideline, but brought down shy. Looks like he was brought down at the 2. So William Pointer, a junior, getting into the offensive action. And they will bring the field goal unit out now on the 4th and goal from the 2, wanting to make sure they walk away with points here. And Lehane sets up for the chip shot field goal and makes it. So a 19-yard field goal for Sean Lehane as he continues to be solid in the kicking game for Milford this season. And the Scarlet Hawks able to extend the lead now to 17-0 with 9.5 minutes to go in the first half. Coverage of Milford High Athletics here on Milford TV. Lehane, after his field goal, will now kick away from left to right across your screens. And the spinning line drive kick will come to a stop at the 10. A little bit of trickery there on the return game for the Eagles as Austin Dodds fakes the pitch to Elisma, then tries to take it up the far sideline. He's brought down right around the 20. And so back to work now goes the Eagles offense with that deficit continuing to grow.
Sharon at their own 30.
Milford with a pair of touchdowns in the first quarter, and then starting off the second quarter with that 19-yard Lehane field goal. So I beg your pardon, the starting line of scrimmage for the Eagles is the 30-yard line. Nasler from the shotgun. A little trouble with the handoff to Elisma, and he is brought down, now forced backwards, and some pushing and shoving after the play now. Looked like Riley Burns was involved in that extracurricular activity along with Mitchell Lieberman on the Sharon side. The running play ended up going in a 1-yard loss. So Drew Nasler, the junior quarterback, now once again out of the shotgun. This time he will look to throw the quick pass in the flat, looking for, looks like Chris Rukaz. The pass incomplete. We've seen, I believe, 3 passing attempts so far out of Nasler this afternoon, one resulting in the pick 6 and the other 2 resulting in incompletions. So Sharon struggling to get that passing attack in gear. They now face a 3rd down and 11. This has been the day so far for the Eagles, a lot of 3rd and long situations, and they have struggled mightily to convert. And a quick timeout now. You see the system of play calling over on the sideline for the Eagles. They have those large numbers on black poster board. We've seen those numbers put up in various formations to relay the play call to Drew Nasler, who has the wristband with the offensive plays. as Sharon is back now out of the timeout. Again, facing a 3rd down and 11 from their own 29. Good penetration into the backfield that time for Milford, but enough time for Nasler to get the pass away, and it is completed to Chris Gong. He fumbled the ball at the end of the play, but it goes out of bounds. And did they get enough for the 1st down? It looks like they did. So Nasler able to see the open man, Chris Gong, on the near sideline just before Milford was able to get to the quarterback. He was able to get the throwaway and a completion to allow the Eagles to get a fresh set of downs. Now looking to throw again, and Asong Amin-Menseh comes flying in for the sack. Asong Amin-Menseh looking like Superman as he dove in there, getting to the quarterback, and that is the 2nd sack of the game for the Scarlet Hawks defense. Backed up now to the 35-yard line. 2nd down and 16. And now the pitch to the far sideline for Juvan Elisma. Looks like Elisma and Xavier Hackett, along with Josh Rotman, the captains. Nate Hirsch as well, a captain on this Sharon Eagles team. 3rd down and 12. Again, Nasler will look to throw. Time this time in the pocket. The throw is high and close to an interception. Both Capoletti and Alex Salamone had a chance for the interception, but the ball lands incomplete, and a likely punt coming up once again for Sharon.
Yeah, I'm mad right now. Let's go. I'm all pissed off. Come here, look.
And indeed lining up for the punt with 6:54 to go in the half. The kick away. And another fumble on the punt, and it looks like this time Sharon has it recovered. Now still up for grabs. Who ended up with it? It is recovered by the Scarlet Hawks, unbelievably so. For the 2nd time, Milford fumbles on a Sharon punt. It looked clear that Sharon initially had possession, but then the ball popped free again, and ultimately Milford was able to somehow fall on it. I don't even know who was there at the bottom of that pile for Milford to save another turnover. And so if there is one thing that Coach Todd will have to say to his team at halftime, it is better control over these kick returns. We have seen some great difficulty with these punt returns. Back-to-back fumbles on punt returns for Milford, and they were able to recover each time, so really playing with fire. As now Curran will look to throw on 1st down, looking for Tyler Joyce through tight coverage. It is almost intercepted. Nasler back there on the coverage, as was Austin Dodds. So Curran on his very first pass attempt of this 1st half, nearly throwing an interception. Lucky that ball landed incomplete. So 2nd down and 10 from the 19. Trying to keep this Sharon defense off balance. And they go right back to the ground attack now. Blake Hill twisting and turning his way close to the 25-yard line. And they will mark him down right at the 25. That's Blake Hill's first carry of the 2nd quarter. The 3rd down and 4 now for the Hawks. Capoletti out wide to the near side. And Hill takes the pitch, trying to be brought down in the backfield, but Hill continuing to move forward. Again, trying his hurdling skills as he made his way close to first down yardage. But the play negated a holding call going against the Scarlet Hawks. Did not see the flag down on the field initially, but getting the call up here in the booth. So that's the second penalty on Milford in this half. The clock right now at 5 minutes and 45 seconds to go. And Milford now backed up as the penalty yardage is enforced. This is going to push Milford back into a 3rd down and 14 situation. We'll see if Curran will pass here, and indeed he does drop back, looking for Mensah, who makes a nice one-handed catch, but is going to be well shy of the first down. A nifty play for Mensah. Completing the catch, making his way out, looks like to the 24-yard line, but that is well shy of the first. And so for the first time tonight, or this afternoon, I should say, we will see a Milford punt. Lehane, a high arcing kick, and now it's fumbled by the Eagles. And it looks like Sharon is able to fall on it. Looked like Joey DeMarco, who got back there quickly for Milford, nearly coming up with that loose ball, but Sharon fortunate to fall on it. And so both of these teams with some work to do on the hands here on the special teams units.
Sharon at their own 30.
A great punt by Sean Lehane. It had great hang time on it. That allowed Milford to get downfield, be in position to nearly pull off that fumble recovery. Instead, Sharon holds on to it, and they will start on first down from their own 30. The ball might have been on the ground again there for Sharon, but they were able to recover. Harrison Bliss getting in the backfield as again Milford gets that excellent penetration. You can see a bit of a size mismatch there on the line for Milford compared to the Eagles. They've been using that in their favor as Naisler looks to throw here as he could feel the pressure coming in, had to rush the attempt, and it lands incomplete. Looking for Sam Spencer. But the pass incomplete, and another 3rd down and long, 3rd and 13 with just over 4 minutes to play in the half. Naisler takes the snap, again looks to throw, able to dodge some initial pressure. Now he will run with it himself, and he'll get dragged down by Blake Hill. Just beyond the 20-yard line, able to get back close to the initial line of scrimmage, but it will be 4th down. And it looks like 4th down and 8 yards to go officially. As we will yet again see the Sharon punting unit. Nate Hirsch on kicking duties. Milford will steer clear of this punt. They will let it roll to a stop at the 42. That was probably for the best for the Scarlet Hawks after the issues that they've had on punt returns so far in this first half. Instead, they will start off with very good field position from their own 42. They have 3.5 minutes to go in the half. Can they further extend this lead? We should point out the single game high in terms of points scored this season for the Sharon Eagles. It came all the way back on week 1 against Milford's Thanksgiving rival Randolph, Sharon scoring 22 points in a 22-12 victory. So Milford right now, if they can put this ball in the end zone before the half, will put Sharon in a very difficult situation to come back as Ryan O'Toole gets the carry on first down, and he is able to take it all the way to the 48.
Ryan, hug the wall. Let's go. Hug the wall.
The clock continues to roll. On second down, it's O'Toole again, this time up the middle. He has the first down, stays on his feet as he crosses the 45-yard line of the Eagles and is able to get to the 44. So back-to-back carries for O'Toole, 6 and 10 yards respectively. And Milford back inside Sharon territory where they've spent a lot of time in this half. Now here's Blake Hill on first down. The high steps as he crosses that first down yardage and then some, all the way down to the 24-yard line. And so 20 yards for Blake Hill. It seems like he has been good for 20 yards on almost every carry he's had so far this half.
20-yard gain on the play. There's a person to the movement of Sharon, 24.
His longest rush so far in this half was 23 yards. That was on the touchdown rush in the first quarter. And now the pitch to O'Toole. He has some space on the near side, slices ahead and almost running straight into your living room there as our camera operator Malcolm Zale was positioned on the near sideline, getting up close and personal to O'Toole. And that will set up first and goal for the Hawks.
Yep.
First and goal, Milford at the Sharon 8.
A 16-yard gain that time for O'Toole. Blake Hill with the handoff here. Stays upright off of a defender and he bounces into the end zone for the 8-yard touchdown. And Milford will up the lead to 23-0 as Lehane heads back out onto the field for the point after attempt with just over 2 minutes left to go in this first half. The kick is up, and it is good. And that brings the score to 24-0 in favor of the Scarlet Hawks. So we did not have to worry about a slow start to this game, as it turns out. Milford's offense firing on all cylinders here in the first half and building up a big 24-0 lead with just over 2 minutes to play in this first half. So again, we were just talking about it, that high single game point total for Sharon was 22, coming all the way back in week 1 against non-conference competition. Milford now with a 24-0 lead, so if Sharon is going to pull off a come-from-behind victory in this game, they will have to kick their offense into a gear that they have not operated at any point this season. And going up against one of the top defenses in the Hockomock League, that is no small task. So Milford really positioning themselves well with a strong first half performance. And Lehane will now kick the ball back to the Eagles, again with 2:04 to play in the half. A low line drive kick. It's hauled in just inside the near side, the far sideline at the 10. And good late effort for the return man for the Eagles. And so it looks like that will set things up at the 34-yard line to start this drive. This Milford running game just so tough. It just wears down opposing defenses. Happening again here against the Eagles. We've seen just one passing attempt out of Matt Curran so far in the game. It was a dangerous one that ultimately landed incomplete. So now Nasler on first down will look to throw. He dumps the pass off complete to Elisma, and he is eventually forced out of play right around the 40-yard line, but Nasler slow to get up. A flag down in the backfield. We might have had a late hit on the quarterback. And Nasler now back to his feet to the sideline. Nasler able to dump that pass off to Javon Elisma, but there may have been some late contact from the Milford defense on the Sharon quarterback. So indeed, as you can see, the roughing the passer call going against the Scarlet Hawks. Tacks 15 yards on to the end of the Elisma run. And that already gives Sharon one of the biggest gains they've had all afternoon, putting themselves inside Milford territory with still 1:46 to go. And the backup quarterback in the game right now for the Eagles for at least one play, and he completes the pass to number 3, Chris Gong. That was Jeremy Ruskin out there operating as quarterback, and now Nasler heads right back out onto the field. So good to see that the starting quarterback for Sharon is okay after taking that late hit. And again, Nasler looking to throw, looking deep down the field, has a man open, but good play in the secondary by Alex Salamone, also Capoletti back there to force the incompletion. It was Sam Spencer again, the targeted receiver. 1 minute and 12 seconds left now in the half, and 3rd down and 8 with the ball spotted on the Milford 42. Nasler gets the play call from the sideline, from the shotgun. He looks to throw. Good penetration into the backfield again. The ball pops out in the end, but the quarterback was down, and that was Chris Rivera, who gave the final nail in the coffin to Foxborough last week with a big touchdown completion with 1 minute left to go in the 4th quarter. And now Rivera defensively able to come through with Milford's 3rd sack of this first half. The clock stops right now with 52 seconds to go as timeout is called on the field. Sharon is now pushed back all the way inside their own territory on their own 49. So it is 4th down and 17. And this will indeed force the punt for the Eagles. The penalty helping Sharon's cause, but ultimately the defense able to take it up a notch. And they will force another Sharon punt, a high wobbly kick. And it's going to take a nice Sharon roll. And this will back Milford up inside their own 15-yard line. So down at the 13. And we'll see what Milford does here with 39 seconds to go. Milford continuing to talk things over on the sideline with the coaching staff. Right now the offense huddled around Coach Alex Dion. And now the offense back onto the field, holding on to a hefty 24-0 lead. Pinned back as far back in their own territory as they've been all game. And Curran rolls out looking to throw. He completes the pass to Capoletti. He's able to shake one tackle free. And Capoletti forced out of bounds, and that will stop the clock. An 8-yard catch and run for Capoletti. Still 31 seconds to go as the offense huddles up on the field. Milford not taking their foot off the accelerator here in the closing seconds of the half. Second down and 2. As Curran fakes the handoff, now rolls out to his left, looks down the near sideline, and the ball is intercepted. It is picked off by Chris Gong. And so now an interesting situation here with 23 seconds left, and this is the danger that you play with by being as aggressive as Coach Todd's team has been here in these final seconds. They easily could have bled out the rest of this clock and taken the 24-0 lead into the half. Instead, they kept the offense going, and Curran throws the interception, giving Nasler a chance here. 1st and 10 from the Milford 31. A passing play, the ball away and in and out of the hands of Austin Dodds. So 2nd and 10 now with 16 seconds left. An opportunity perhaps for the Eagles to at least carry some positive momentum into the half, as they're gifted this late possession inside Scarlet Hawks territory. Again from the shotgun. Trouble with the snap for Nasler, and now he will pay the price as he is wrestled down to the turf. And that was William Pointer with the 4th Scarlet Hawks sack of this first half. And that will be the final play of this first half, so Sharon has the opportunity. They cannot take advantage. And Milford avoids a rough finish to the half as their defense is able to take care of business, and Milford will enter halftime with a 24-0 lead. A strong showing on offense for Milford. It wasn't without its mistakes. We saw the interception thrown by Curran late. We also saw the lost fumble for Blake Hill on Milford's first drive of the game, but all things considered, a fine performance. Blake Hill with a 23-yard rushing touchdown in the first quarter. And of course, Jack Capoletti, the big 26-yard interception returned for a touchdown in the first quarter as well. Sean Lehane, a 19-yard field goal, and Blake Hill, an 8-yard touchdown rush in the second quarter. And all totaled, again, a 24-0 lead for Milford as they head into the half. It will be an extended halftime. As you can see out there right now, the representatives from the 1986 and 2006 Super Bowl teams are taking position out on the field as they will be recognized with right now the PA announcer here at Milford High School's football field, Steve Watson, going over all of the names out there for the 86 and 2006 teams. The Super Bowl champion Scarlet Hawks out there on the field. Once again, you know it must be a good feeling for those players who accomplished so much in their years here at Milford High School. So enjoy the images of this halftime celebration, and we will be back with more coverage coming up in just moments here on here on coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics here on Milford TV. We welcome you once again inside the Milford High School football field, ladies and gentlemen, getting set for second half action between the Scarlet Hawks and the visiting Sharon Eagles. A big 24-0 lead for Milford. An impressive first half, and Milford will now kick away to the Eagles to open up the second half of play. Lehane's kick is away. Back all the way to the 5-yard line, now brought straight forward by Austin Dodds. And he is wrestled down, looks like right at the 15. And so the Eagles will start on offense in this third quarter. Looking to go from left to right across your screens. Again, we want to welcome in everyone who is tuned into our live internet streaming coverage. Each home game so far this season, we have been excited to bring you via live stream, exclusive live internet content, which you can check out on milfordtv.net, tuning into our educational channel feed. And also, if you download the live stream app on your mobile device, just search for the Milford TV educational channel, and you can stream us live right on your smartphone, your tablet, whatever device you may be using. And so we welcome our live audience, and also if you're tuned into this game on our educational channel or you're checking us out on YouTube after the fact, happy to have everyone tuned into our Milford High School athletics coverage, continuing on in this fall sports season, getting into the late stages of this fall season now. Still in the opening minute of play in this third quarter, and Sharon looking at a 2nd down and 7 now after the running play. Sharon with an opportunity there in the closing seconds of the first half after the current interception. But a big sack by William Pointer to close out the half. It made sure that that 0 stayed on the scoreboard in the Sharon column. Excellent play defensively for Milford in the first half. They had 4 sacks. And then also the interception returned for a touchdown for Jack Capoletti that resulted in the first score of the game. And after the incompletion from Drew Nasler, it is now 3rd down and 7. You would think now, staring at this 24-point deficit, we might see some more passing attempts out of Sharon. We did see them go to the air game more late in that second quarter. From the shotgun now, Nasler gives the ball to Xavier Hackett, and Hackett, a big gain here, all the way past midfield. That may have actually been a direct snap to Hackett, either that or a very quick handoff. And Xavier Hackett, who is really one of the star performers on this Sharon Eagles team, gives them a big play on the ground. So just as we talk about maybe going more to the air, it's a big rushing attempt that puts Sharon inside Milford territory at the 48-yard line. Hackett in the backfield again. This time the handoff goes to Elisma. Elisma is able to streak up the middle, and he looks like he has another Eagles first down. Taking Sharon down to the 37. So 2 big rushing plays back to back.
First and 10 Sharon at the Milford 37.
First from Xavier Hackett, and then Juvan Elisma. First and 10 from the 37, and now we'll see the timeout called.
Timeout, Sharon.
The Eagles calling the timeout. They've built a little momentum all of a sudden here on this opening drive of the third quarter, thanks to those big back-to-back rushing plays. Setting up first down and 10, excuse me, from the Milford 37-yard line. These Milford fans quiet for the moment. They enjoyed a good performance offensively in the first half, and now ready to see the team continue to operate at a high level here in the second half, but the defense a little bit back on their heels now. Here's the give to Hackett once again. This time Milford was ready. He's able to get a couple of yards before he's driven back. They award him forward progress to the 35. So gain of 2 tough yards.
2-yard gain on the play, 2nd down and 8 for Sharon at the Milford 35.
The clock rolling, 8 minutes and 50 seconds to go in this third quarter. with the ball right on the Milford 35. Again, those two backs flanking Nasler. This time he hands it off to Elisma. He's able to shake some tackles, now into the open field, and Elisma is going to go in for the 35-yard touchdown. So all of a sudden, the offense springing to life for the Eagles on this opening drive of the second half. And it is 24-6 with the point after attempt coming up. Looks like they will line up for the kick. The number 4 out there lined up for the kick for Sharon. Unfortunately, we do not have a number 4 listed on the roster we were provided. And a flag comes in as the kick is away, and it is good.
Sharon's point after attempt is good, but there is a flag on the field.
So a 35-yard rushing touchdown. And the point after is good. The penalty was on Milford. It is declined. And so the score now 24-7. Sharon able to strike for a quick touchdown to open up the second half. And they will kick away to the Scarlet Hawks when we come back here on coverage of Scarlet Hawks Athletics on Milford TV. The two long rushing plays from Juvan Elisma and Xavier Hackett setting up good field position inside Milford territory, and ultimately it was Elisma who was able to finish off the drive with the 35-yard rushing touchdown, as now Sharon kicks the ball away. And Capoletti able to take the return out just shy of the 30. They'll mark him down at the 29. Again, more than 30 yards on the ground for Xavier Hackett, really making his first big impression in this game. We didn't bring his name up at all in the first half, but with Sharon facing that third down and long deep inside their own territory, he sparked this offense to life. As now we'll see Asong Amin-Menseh get the carry on first down, and he is brought down, it looks like, for a loss. And it looks like they will say he did get back to the line of scrimmage. It was close. And one thing, if you're Milford, you don't want to start to feel complacent in this game. Yes, you did build up a big lead in the first half, but you want to close this game out strong. Anything can happen. There is still an awful lot of football still to be played here this afternoon. The defense perhaps taking their foot off the accelerator a little bit there on that opening drive, and Sharon took advantage. Now the offense needing to continue to play as strong as they did in the first half. Seven minutes and 47 seconds on the clock here into the third quarter. From the I formation, the handoff will go to Blake Hill. Hill trying to break his way free. He's now taking the majority of the Sharon Eagles defense with him for the first down. Out past the 40. Down at the 42.
And that play is good for Scarlet Hawks.
13 yards of very tough running for Blake Hill on his first rushing attempt of the second half. He had just 3 carries in the second half, but still now over 150 yards rushing in the game as he gets the handoff again on 1st and 10 from the 42. And they'll give Hill 5 yards on that carry. 2nd down and 5. And now here's O'Toole. O'Toole has a big gain. He's able to spill his way forward almost to the 30. He's brought down at the 31.
First down 10, Milford.
22-yard gain for O'Toole, and so again, using that personnel well in the running game. O'Toole gets the carry again. He waits for his blocks, then runs into the pile, able to cross the 30. Down at the 27.
5-yard gain play, second down 5 at the 26.
So O'Toole having another productive day. As now the ball back in Hill's hand. Hill is in the open, now reversing course to the far side of the field, and he is in for the easy touchdown, 27 yards. And it is the third rushing touchdown of the game for Blake Hill. Quickly getting into that secondary, made a couple of nice moves, eventually weaving his way to the far side and then in for the touchdown. And so Milford very quickly answering back after Sharon was able to get the touchdown. And here, the Eagles able to block the Lehane extra point attempt. And there is Blake Hill, as Xavier Hackett was able to scoop up the loose ball, but Blake Hill able to wrestle him down. So the Scarlet Hawks denied the extra point, but Milford able to up the lead to 30-7 with 6:09 to play in the third quarter, right here on Milford TV. An exchange of touchdowns so far in this third quarter. It is now 30-7 with Milford still out in front. As Lehane's kick will take a bounce inside the 10-yard line. And Austin Dodds once again on the return. Ended up losing his footing, and he is brought down shy of the 15, so it will be a long field staring Sharon in the face. Finally breaking through on the scoreboard, Milford able to answer with 6 points of their own. Milford's extra point attempt was blocked. So now 1st and 10, Eagles from their own 14. They once again go with that dual back look. And they do hand it off to Elisma, trying to turn the corner. Mobilia whiffs on the tackle, but there is Amin Menseh getting back there and sending Elisma down for a loss. And a couple of attempts at bringing the back down in the backfield. And eventually Amin Menseh there to finish the deal. Ends up going as a 5-yard loss. And this field getting even longer now for the Eagles, as they are pushed back to their own 9. Aisler now looking to throw, sending the ball down towards the far sideline. It is hauled in by Sam Spencer. And so a big chunk of yards gained back on that pass completion for the Eagles. In fact, this will set up now 3rd down and 2.
13-yard gain on the catch brings up 3rd down and 2 for Sharon.
A 13-yard reception hauled in for Spencer. And a good situation now for Sharon, able to use those 2 powerful running backs which flank each side of Drew Naisler, the quarterback. It's Elisma now with his back towards the 1st down marker, continuing to push his way forward, keeping those legs moving, and that extra bit of effort from Juvan Elisma works out in his favor, giving Sharon the 1st down. So credit the offense that time, as they were pushed back into a very tough situation, facing a 2nd down and 15 from their own 9, but they were able to convert, and now a 1st down from the 32.
Hey, I'm gonna take a timeout right here.
And Coach Todd calls the timeout. He wants to talk things over with his defense, as Sharon continues to give Milford some different looks here in the second half. We have 4 minutes and 4 seconds to play in the third quarter. And it is a 30-7 lead for Milford over the Sharon Eagles here on homecoming. And if you were continuing to watch our live stream coverage during halftime, you had a chance to see the players honored for the 2006 and 1986 Super Bowl teams. It was a great turnout for both teams, getting to see some of the old coaches and players that were part of those 2 Super Bowl championship teams. We saw the captains go out as honorary captains for the current Scarlet Hawks squad during the coin toss prior to the game, and then everyone who was able to attend today from those 2 Super Bowl championship teams were brought out onto the field during halftime to be recognized by the crowd. They got a great ovation. Many of those players still lingering in those tents beyond the left side end zone. As now we return out of the timeout. Faking the handoff was Nasler, looking to throw, and instead sends the ball out of play towards his own bench. Clock stopped at 3:58 to play, as it will now be 2nd down and 10, still from the 32.
Go, Neil.
Similar looking formation for the Eagles as they all glance down at the wristbands to get the play call, and it ends up being a handoff to Xavier Hackett. Again, very tough to bring down. Sheds a number of tackles as he will push his way just shy of midfield, brought down at the Sharon 49. It looked like he was going to be stopped for a minimal gain there, but somehow he was able to stay on his feet. Xavier Hackett, a senior. And again, he is known for his talent on both sides of the ball.
Connor, move up. Get inside of 2. T2, Connor.
So now 1st and 10 from the 49. A lot of time to throw as this ball is batted up in the air. Did Milford come down with it? No, incomplete. As Nasler initially had some time to drop back and look downfield, but then the pocket collapsed. He had to rush the throw in the end, and it was batted up in the air. A couple of Scarlet Hawks had the chance at the interception, but it lands incomplete. 2nd down and 10 now. And you just feel like the passing offense for Sharon, more often than not, has really been dangerous territory. They've had success so far in the second half with their running game. They might want to stick with it, as here they put the ball back in Juvan Elisma's hands. He runs into the pile, gets maybe a yard or 2. They give him 2 yards, just inside Milford territory now at the Milford 49, where it will be 3rd down and 8. As you can see, a lot of pink in the stands here today. Cancer Awareness Month. It's been a lot of fundraising efforts to that end for Milford High School this past week. We'll tell you more about that in just a bit, but meanwhile, a big 3rd down and 8 play as Hackett gets the handoff. He's forced out of bounds on the far sideline at the 41-yard line, it looks like. And that's enough for the 1st down. We had an opportunity to cover more of the girls volleyball season earlier this week on Wednesday night. Milford took on Hopedale in a non-conference matchup. It ended up being a big win for Milford on the floor, a 3-set sweep, but more important than that, it was Dig Pink night, as the 2 teams got together to raise money for the Side Out Foundation, which helps with cancer treatment. So a great night there for the volleyball team. Now here on 1st down, Nasler is able to complete the pass. The ball pops out there at the end, but after the whistle, It looked like Alec Filipkowski on the completion.
Same thing, Tennessee 6.
Setting up second down and short. So again, we are seeing more success for this Sharon offense here in the third quarter. But time continues to tick down, 90 seconds left in the third. As it is Hackett and Elisma flanking their quarterback, Drew Naisler, once again. They give it to Hackett, who was nearly brought down in the backfield by Riley Burns, who had a hold of the jersey but could not bring Hackett down. Again, he has been very difficult for Milford to tackle in this third quarter. You just have to wonder why Hackett was not used more in the first half. He's able to provide another first down for the Eagles, who now have driven their way all the way down to the Milford 29. And now Elisma, he gets wrapped up after a decent gain. Chris Rivera in on that tackle for the Scarlet Hawks. A gain of 5 yards that time for Elisma. 20 seconds to go in the quarter. As Sharon hustles back to the line. Naisler waits for the snap, gives it to Elisma, runs toward the near sideline. And he is brought down, looks like at the 17-yard line. And so that should be good enough for another first down as the clock expires here in the third quarter. Sharon, you are starting to feel the momentum slowly slipping into Sharon's favor. We saw touchdowns from each side in this third quarter, but a much more low-key performance in the third for the Scarlet Hawks offense. And Sharon, again, starting to gain some more positive momentum offensively, but do they have enough time to complete the comeback? Right now, Milford leads 30-7. As we will step away ever so briefly, we will have the beginning of the fourth quarter for you when we come back next. Again, you are enjoying coverage of Milford Scarlet Hawks football on Homecoming here on Milford TV. Welcome back into our coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics. We start the fourth quarter now between Milford and Sharon on this homecoming football contest. And on first down, Sharon rushes it up the middle. It is Xavier Hackett who has put his stamp on the second half. He set Sharon up for what ultimately was a 35-yard touchdown run for Juvan Elisma to start off the third quarter, and now has contributed to this drive that has Sharon deep inside Milford territory. They are all the way down to the 13, where they have second down and 5 yards to go. And this time Naisler looks to throw, and he just throws it away. He felt the pressure coming, did not see an open target, so he quickly threw it away. And it is now third down and 5. I can't help but notice over on the sidelines for Milford, Shanti Feaster inactive for this game. He is in street clothes. We did get word that Shanti Feaster had to be helped off the field after a nasty-looking injury against Foxborough last week, but despite the fact that he's not participating in this afternoon's game, he is moving well on the sidelines and looks like he should be getting back into game action sooner rather than later. Meanwhile, Ryan Gray Good tackle there, setting up 4th down and 6 as Sharon loses a yard. And an interesting play call coming up for the Eagles, 4th down and 5. From the Milford 14-yard line. Keeping the offense on the field. Nasler takes the snap, he looks to throw. Looking towards the end zone, and it is picked off. Intercepted by Tony Mobilia, who now streaks his way up the far sideline. And he is finally wrestled out of bounds as he crosses midfield. Tony Mobilia intercepting that pass at the goal line and taking it more than 50 yards, setting up the Scarlet Hawks offense inside Eagles territory. The 2nd interception of the game for the Hawks defense. And coming at a key time, Milford needed a big play to stop that momentum swing going into the Eagles' favor, and boy, did they ever get it, thanks to Tony Mobilia. Nine minutes and 26 seconds to go in this 4th quarter, and the fans here in the Milford side of the field feeling good now. First and 10 from the 48, the Hawks hand it off. Asong Amin-Menseh, who is able to get back to the line of scrimmage. And so they marked that interception return out of bounds at the Milford 48. And after the 1-yard gain from Amin-Menseh, here is Ryan O'Toole. O'Toole takes it all the way down to the 41-yard line for a Milford first down.
Sharon 40.
8.5 minutes to go now. Here's O'Toole again. O'Toole up the middle, a stiff arm as he crosses the 30-yard line. So back-to-back first down rushes for O'Toole. Blake Hill right now on the sidelines for Milford. You wonder if maybe with the big lead here late in the second half, they might be trying to save Blake Hill. As right now they are letting Ryan O'Toole do the heavy rushing as the ball popped out at the end of the play, and they rule the Eagles have it. It looked like Riley Burns had fallen on it initially, but the officials signaling Sharon football. And you can see the arms outstretched by Capoletti. It looked like Burns had gotten his hands on it, but instead Sharon was able to sneak in there and take it. So that's the third turnover now for Milford in this game.
First and 10, Sharon at their own 29.
And despite the good-looking score right now in Milford's favor, there are definitely some things that Milford is going to need to work on in practice this week. Losing the turnover battle, 3 turnovers on the Milford side to 2 on the Sharon side. We've seen 2 fumbles lost, we've seen an interception thrown, and we've also seen a couple of instances where Milford's gotten a bit lucky fumbling the football in punting situations where they were able to recover. They could easily have 5 turnovers in this game.
From the 35.
So some bad mixed in with the good here today for Milford. Certainly they have their share of things to work on. And as you start to look forward, this game not wrapped up quite yet, but with a very difficult game on the road against a very talented Stoughton football team next week. Milford is going to need to play mistake-free football in 6 days from now.
3-yard gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down, 1.
But again, still 6 minutes and 52 seconds to be played in this 4th quarter with Milford up 30-7. It is a 3rd and 1 now after a couple of plays on the ground for the Eagles. And a whistle here. It looks like timeout is called by Coach Todd. And so again, taking a look at the standings coming into week 6, it was North Attleboro in 1st place. They, of course, will hold on to that position after they had a victory last night. Stoughton also with a victory, so Milford needs to win here today to remain in that 2nd place tie with a matchup with the Black Knights coming up next week. Foxborough with a tough loss. Sharon also, or excuse me, Canton with a loss this week. As Elisma runs it coming out of the timeout, and he appears to be a few inches shy of the 1st down. Will they call for the measurement? They are going to bring the chains out. So this is going to be close. And maybe just by the nose of the football, Sharon is able to get the 1st down. So it will be 1st and 10 now for the Eagles, with the ball spotted just shy of the 40. Clock ticking down to 6 minutes to play. Drew Nasler ready. The ball snapped, put in the hands of Xavier Hackett, who was able to get past the initial tackle in the backfield, eventually brought down.
Second down and 7 from the 42.
5.5 minutes to go. 2nd down and 8. As Nasler will look to throw now, he is in trouble. Wrapped up and brought down for the 5th sack of the game. And that is Ryan Gray getting into the backfield, the captain for the Scarlet Hawks, referred to as the captain of the captains by his head coach, Joe Todd. Makes the big defensive play. And again, 5 sacks now. This one going as a loss of 8 yards. As the clock now ticks under 5 minutes to play. And it sets up 3rd down and 16 for the Eagles. Again, Nasler will look to throw, sends it out towards the near sideline, and it is incomplete. Neil Arquilano was able to break that pass up.
Pass was broken up by number 29, Neil Arquilano.
And Sharon is forced to punt.
It's a 4th down and 16 to Sharon at their own 34.
Nate Hirsch ready to kick it away. And this will float out to the 35-yard line. It ends up bouncing into the hands of O'Toole, who will run with it. He's able to get a couple of yards. A dangerous decision there by O'Toole. That ball bouncing through a crowd and eventually into the hands of O'Toole.
That wasn't in the back. I know.
And ultimately, this flag on the play is a hold going against the Scarlet Hawks. So this will push the Hawks back 10 yards before their offense comes back out onto the field, trying to wind down the remaining 4.5 minutes. We'll see if Blake Hill makes his way out onto the field at any point for the remainder of this game. The run up the middle on first down with some more pushing and shoving going on.
Number 22, William Pointer, the ball carrier. Six-yard gain of the play, second down 4 from the 30.
Decent gain on that first down rush. And they run now towards the far side, and Capoletti getting the carry, and he gets Milford the first down.
And that play is good for the Scarlet Hawks. First and 10, Milford.
So it looks like we're starting to see some of the key personnel for Milford getting a rest on the sidelines. You can see Riley Burns, number 77, big two-way player, does such great work both on the offensive and defensive lines. He is on the sideline right now. Ryan O'Toole you can see on the sidelines. Blake Hill with the helmet off on the sidelines as Curran is driven back for a loss, trying to run that ball himself. On this homecoming afternoon for the Scarlet Hawks, which they are just now 3 minutes away from wrapping up what would be their 4th victory of the season, their 3rd win at home. It would position them well heading into a crucial matchup against the Stoughton Black Knights on the road next week. It is 2nd and 14 for the Hawks now in that tight formation, as they flip it back to William Pointer. And Pointer trying to stay on his feet, but he is driven down, and Milford right now going in the wrong direction, as it will now be 3rd and very long. Pointer able to get back to the line of scrimmage. So it is now 3rd and 14 as the clock will be under 2 minutes to go by the time the Hawks snap the ball next. Curran under center. Actually, the backup quarterback in there now for the Hawks as the handoff goes up the middle, well shy of the first down. That is Ryan Pearl into the game. The backup quarterback listed at 5'7", 155 pounds, getting a chance to get some playing time. When I talked to Coach Todd prior to the start of this season, Coach Todd said he was very pleased with the development of Matt Curran, but he was also pleased with the development of some of the younger quarterbacks they had on the squad. So our first chance to see one of those backups out on the field. So Ryan Pearl, who is a sophomore, having a chance to take a couple of snaps under center before Milford ultimately punted the ball back to the Eagles. Sharon taking over with 66 seconds remaining in the game.
Joey, make the call! Joey, make the call!
Sharon huddling it up, in danger now of falling to 3-3 overall on the season, but just 1-3 on the year, or excuse me, within league play. And with a loss here today, it would make a 3-game losing streak for the Eagles after they opened up the season on a 3-game winning streak. So a very uneven performance out of Sharon throughout this 2016 regular season.
Second down 6 from the 29.
For Milford, this would be their 4th win in their last 5 games. as they have just one game remaining on their regular season schedule after they wrap things up here today, as Sharon will keep it on the ground. The tackle is made by Usuanlele. And 20 seconds left to go. And will we see another play as Sharon huddles it up? There are just 10 seconds left on the clock as the Eagles now come back to the line of scrimmage. They have their backup quarterback back out onto the field, and they'll look for one more passing play over the middle, over the intended target. That was Jeremy Ruskin looking for Cam Baker. It is incomplete, and that is your football game here on this homecoming Saturday afternoon. The Scarlet Hawks breaking out to an early lead, and they did not look back. Milford wins this game by a final score of 30-7. It was a much more low-key second half for the Scarlet Hawks as they had this game well in hand. They led it 24-0 at the break. They scored just a single touchdown in the second half. It was a 27-yard touchdown run for Blake Hill in the third quarter. Blake Hill ended this game with 3 rushing touchdowns. Milford also getting a pick 6 out of Jack Capoletti, a 19-yard field goal out of Sean Lahane. And again, a 30-7 victory here today for Milford on homecoming on a day that they celebrated their 1986 and 2006 Super Bowl championship teams. This Milford football team of 2016 looking like they are a playoff contender, as again, they improve to 4-2 overall on the season. And a big thank you to our crew on hand for the game here today on our Milford TV staff, our director, Rob O'Keefe, and our camera operators, Daniel Harlow and Malcolm Zale, and I am Tim Coet. Again, that final score one final time, Milford with a homecoming victory over Sharon by a final score of 30-7. This has been a presentation of Milford High School Athletics here on Milford TV. So long, everybody.